and welcome to This Is Lore with your co-hosts Kimmy and Mo. I'm Kimmy.
And I'm Mo.
And in this episode, as promised, we will begin our discussion on the Nordic elves. We have also decided to cut our episodes shorter so that there's less rambling from us and more interest from you. So don't expect to be sitting around for much longer than, 10 minutes. Mo, would you like to start us off?
Okay, well, let's just start off with a classification on what Nordic elves actually are. We're actually considered to be, I guess you could. In Norse mythology, an elf could have been considered like a demigod, which is like a very important being in their cultures still today. They were often described as like luminous beings, more beautiful than the sun, like very light, very happy, very, I guess, good. Don't jazz hands me. As we look further into the Norse mythology, it becomes very difficult to like distinguish them from other mystical beings like dwarves or, I don't know, Oompa Loompas. Those are real, actually. But like, due to the fact that like there's very little textology for anything, they don't really know what's what anymore. But there is a clear connection with the Vanir gods, which is who we're going to be sticking with. And there are two different types of elves. Light elves, shoot me if I'm wrong, but like Lejosifar? Google Translate told me how to pronounce that. I don't think they're right. Reside under the rule of the Vanir god Freyr of the Alfheim. The Dark Elves, or the Dokafar, dwell in the dark homelands such as the Niflheim and the... Kim's a dick and she gave me all the hard words to pronounce. Svartalfheim, are you sure? Okay. The dwarves of Nordic culture are also known to dwell in the Svartalfheim. However, it is unclear that if the dwarves mentioned in various texts were in fact meant to be resemble the Dark Elves, or they're just distinctively dwarves dwelling alongside the Dark Elves.
Fun fact, if you're into Marvel's Thor movies, Thor fights the ruler of the Dark Elves and his massive army. And in like the second one, or the third one, I believe it was the second one. How accurate the movie was, I can't say, but if you were looking for some interesting lore, that would certainly be the place to check it out.
Moving on. It is also known that the elves and humans tend to have a pretty strained relationship. Elves have this ability to cause humans illnesses. They're basically jerks. However, it is also known that elves would cure illnesses if properly coaxed with sacrifices and praise. Kinda like Kimberly. This is what often gives them all a likeness to the gods. They also had magical powers, one of them most likely to aid them in giving and curing illnesses. Furthermore, humans were also said to become elves after death.
So basically, you lived in fear of them so you could eventually become them, which totally makes sense.
Just like parents. Anyways, humans would also interbreed with elves, creating a half-elf, half-human. These beings generally tended to be well-respected in their societies. Often noted as powerful beings with a majestic but human-like appearance. Unlike full-blooded elves, their ears were not pointed. Why is that a necessary fact? Moving on. Gender roles in elfin society were pretty interesting. Women were often referred to as royalty, or highly esteemed and well-respected in their society, while the men tended to be the most of the work and were generally less respected. While both were incredibly smart, it seems the female elves ruled in supreme Norse mythology.
Like bees, essentially.
The bees! That's where you're going to insert that video. And then...
Okay. Anyways, we're running a bit short on time, so in closing, keep in mind that the elves in Norse mythology happen to be the earliest documented descriptions of elves throughout history. A lot on them is still very unclear and mysterious, so we will be going over elves in other mythologies in following episodes. So if you happen to be looking for more clarity, or if you found this episode interesting and you would like to hear from us more often, Keep your eyes open for more episodes.
And if you have any questions or if we missed anything on elves and Norse mythology that you would like us to review in the future, please just feel free to email us below at thisislorechannel@gmail.com. We would be happy to discuss any questions you may have.
Or go ahead and just comment. And if you liked this episode, please like and subscribe so we can continue making more of them. You can also follow us on Twitter at thisislore or Google Plus at thisislore. We really appreciate your support and hope to see more of you in the future.
And don't forget, in the next episode, we'll be just going more in depth on Thor and Loki, two of the Aesir gods that I'm sure you're all pretty familiar with. So stay tuned.
Again, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you later.